Now our next guest is Bert Welsh, and he's a home inspector. Is that what it is?
That's what it is.
Bert Welsh, how are you, man?
Good to finally meet you.
Nice to meet you. Now, did I hear that your wife lets you record this show and watch it, but this is the only one that she'll let you do?
One of the few, yeah, because I'm always fighting against her reality shows that she's looking at. But she lets me come home and take a look at this. She gives me a glass of wine and say, go look at Chuck, and that chills me right out.
Well, I don't think you'll find anything more real than the buzz. I mean, what we do is we talk real to people.
Well, and it's the only program I've ever run into locally that lets you know what's going on in the area. I mean, I've learned so many different restaurants and so many different places, so many different people that I would never come in contact with. And that's a real great service I think you're doing.
Can we go ahead and cut that music over here, Billy? That's great, thank you. Now, you're not from here, are you?
No.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from the East Coast. I moved to the Bay Area, and I've been down here now for about 10 years.
Yeah, what brought you to Fresno?
Gosh, what brought me to Fresno? I sold my house in the Bay Area, and it was the only place I could afford. And I like the warm weather and the sunshine, so it all comes together.
How long you been here?
I've been here about 12 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
And now, what is it that the home inspection? What is that for?
Well, you know, when people buy a house, it's one of the biggest investments they'll ever make in their life, and the average person has not a clue about the condition of the house they're buying, even new houses. So as part of the purchase agreement, when they make an offer on a home, there's a place there that says that you either want a home inspection or you don't. So it gives them a chance to, you know, find out what's going on before they buy. So
do people really say, "Nah, it's okay, I don't need an inspection"? Do they really do that?
Well, there's different circumstances. You'll get, you know, builders or a contractor that's buying one that's just going to flip it, and you know, we catch him later down the road when somebody buys it. But yeah, I'd say about 90% of the people, do get it because. There's a lot of stuff lurching in some of these
What should people look out for when they're buying a home in the Fresno area? What's a prevalent thing to look for?
Well, almost in any home, our biggest issue is water. Water has a way of finding its way either in through the roof, leaks under sinks. We've seen it go from the second-story bathroom down through the wall. Nobody's aware of it, and after a while, you got mold downstairs. So water, it moves. Water is a problem. It's hard to contain. The newer houses now are using a plastic-type plumbing, so you don't have all the fittings. They can move it around, and we don't have as much trouble. But in the old homes with the galvanized pipes and soldered pipes, water is
Wait, so the key. Plastic pipes are better than the steel pipes?
Isn't that, unless you got rats or something in the attic. But yeah, because they'll gnaw on them. But from a leaking standpoint, they are better because they can meander them around just like electrical cords, and you don't have all of the solder. You don't have the areas that are caused to, you know, get the leaks.
Okay. What about like termites?
We don't. That's a separate inspection. You have to be a licensed termite inspector because they use chemicals and blah blah blah. We run across them and we see them. I know them when we see them, but we can't call those out. Now in the Fig Garden area and the Tower District. What people should be looking at, and a lot of them don't, is that this is an older area. So you got houses that are 40, 50, 60, 70 years old. And so the trees around those houses are the same.
Right.
And so they buy the house, but they don't pay any attention. They don't know that from the house to the middle of the street, the sewer line is your responsibility.
Wait, the sewer line from your house to the middle of the street?
That's where the connection is made to the
city. Is the homeowner's responsibility?
That's correct. That's where you're connected. So I've been a crusader in trying to get folks to, or having folks to, what we do is they scope it with a camera. They run a camera down through the sewer and take a picture. So again, now they know, because I saw a lady that cost her $12,000. She signed the papers, house looked good, everything was great. A month later, they had a backhoe out there because the roots had clogged up the drain.
Now, this has always perplexed me. So the tree roots can grow into the pipes?
Well, again, in these older areas, you've got old clay pipes that none of that, a lot of that stuff has never been replaced here in the tower and in Fig. So it's easy for them to get in or break the tile, and yeah, they'll search for water.
So what's happening? Then all the waste is leaching out into the ground?
Yeah, well, yes, if there's if you've got holes there, you will. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, the trees love it.
Now the trees love it. Now, if you're doing home inspections, do people do home inspections on their house when they already own it? Like they're curious as to what kind of condition is my house in?
You know, I've done. It's funny you should say that. I've done over 1,500 inspections here in Fresno over the last 5 years, and I've had one person that called me out and says, "I just like to know what I need to do."
Right.
I had one person.
Like preventive maintenance.
Yeah, exactly. And I've had maybe 3 where the seller says, "I'd like to know what's going on before I sell it," and which is a great idea. A lot of people pass up on that, and they lose thousands of dollars because of it. Because if they put the house up for sale, they don't know something is wrong. The buyer gets an inspection, finds these stuff, and now you're negotiating at the end. Whereas if you're the seller and you get the inspection up front and you go, "Hey, here's my inspection, here's what we had done," or you don't have to do it, but you get estimates and you take it off the listing price. So now there's no negotiating at the end. The buyer has the advantage if the seller doesn't know what's going on with his house. So
right.
I've seen people lose, thousands of dollars because they go, "Okay, it needs a new roof. We'll drop it by 10 grand." Well, the new roof was $6 grand.
Right.
So
it's left $4,000 on the table, right?
An inspection is worth every dime. We are a 0.000.1% of the cost of the house in
right.
most cases. So it's a good thing to do. And you see, we give a 28-page report. We take pictures of all the issues that we see. So if we're in the attic and there's a broken beam, you'll see a picture. It won't just say broken beam in the attic. You'll actually see the broken beam. So electrical problems. So it's a very thorough report. And the other thing with our report is once you get a report from us, as long as you own the home, you got free telephone consultation. You can call us anytime.
Now, since this is our first time meeting,
okay,
what makes you qualified to inspect people's homes?
Well, I've got about 25 years experience in the construction industry, more or less on the marketing side. But you're a marketer, on the marketing side, you have to know everything. And so
or at least act like you do.
Exactly, right. So, I've sold electrical parts, I've sold plumbing, and so I know all these different areas. So it's kind of great. I just brought that all together. I also went to school, so I'm certified at 145 hours of technical training. And I also have to go back and take 16 hours every year to keep my certification up.
Okay. Now, do you have a website where people can contact you?
I do. It's winhomeinspectionfiggarden.com. And
have you ever thought about something a little shorter?
Well, I was just going to give the shorter route to that would be just to Google Win Home Inspection Fig Garden and follow the link. That's a little quicker
awesome.
to do it. But,
now, if someone just has a quick question, give you a call?
Sure. You can call me and ask me anything. I love to talk. So call me, and if you got a problem or an issue, I'd be glad to talk about it. We can give you a quote over the phone. We basically price the inspections based on the square footage of the house and the age, because an older house is going to take longer and more to write. A larger house is going to take longer to do. A newer house, smaller house. So it's based on the square footage and the age of the property.
And if people are looking to buy a new home, is it worth it for them to pay out of pocket? If there's a house they really love, like this is going to be the one,
mm-hmm.
Is it worth it for them to pay you to come out first?
For sure.
Even if the house has been inspected, I think it's better to deal with someone you trust.
Yeah,
right?
We find issues in brand new homes. I've done several brand new homes, and what happens is workers get in those homes. They're in them every day, in and out, just like you in here in the studio. There's probably something wrong in here, but you're in and out all the time. You don't pay attention.
There's something wrong, all right.
So you just I had a new home built here, and the guys I wanted the windows with the grids in them. And we pull up to the house to inspect it, and the front of the house had the grids in it. Went in the back, no grids. The guys just kind of forgotten, got windows from somewhere else.
So you had them replaced.
Yeah,
with the ones that you wanted.
Exactly. But
right.
The average person may not have even seen it or noticed it. So, but you'll find plug switches upside down. They go to sleep in there, I believe. So, it's always good to have a third set of eyes with somebody because we're looking for particulars. We're not walking in just kind of looking around. We're on a mission.
Okay.
I'm
want to find
I'm
something,
mad
right?
when I come out here and I don't find something because I know it's hiding.
Awesome, Bert
Okay,
Welsh.
man.
Thanks for
Hey,
coming
thanks
on.
again.
Nice to meet you. You come back and see me sometime.
For sure. I'm looking forward to it.
All right, you guys. We're gonna take a